Hello, welcome to this new tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to create objects in JavaScript. In the last tutorial we already discovered one way to create a JavaScript object with a kind of a constructor function and kind of a class. It's not typical like in Java or in C#. And today I'm going to show you even more weird weird stuff how to create an object in JavaScript. So we have already our two objects from type tree, and now we are going to create a new object. And to create a new object you always say new object, and the object in this time is the name of the class. So in this time tree for instance. So you have a class from type tree, and you create a new object and say new tree. Okay, and you can simply say new object. It's the same when you say and have this parenthesis, simply these parentheses. So you can say var my tree 3 equals to this, and this is our object now. And now you don't have to say this type or this leaves, this color, because you don't have to refer to this explicit class, because there is only this class, because you defining an object into a variable. So you can't create more objects out of this variable, because this is one object and this is not a constructor, this is an object. So there you have the object notation. It's a kind of JSON, but I don't want to bother you with all this stuff, so simply say it's another notation. So we say type and have this double dots and call our type, and our type is, for example, tree with 3 E's, because we have a tree here up. I have to pause this video for a course. So I'm back, and now you don't have the semicolon here, you have a comma, simply a comma, and then you say leaves. One more pause. So I'm back, and you have, this is a colon. Okay, now I knew the English word for this. It's not a double dot. No, it's a colon. Okay, so you simply say the type. You say leaves, for instance, then you make a colon, and then you give it the value for 15, for example, and not a semicolon, simply a comma. And then you say leaves color, colon, and say, for instance, pink, and don't forget the comma. And then we make our get info. And in the first video we created a new function outside of our class or of our object. And when you do this, you maybe have some problems if somewhere else is the same function is created inside of another JavaScript. You don't know, so you always can simply put this function inside of your constructor or in your object, as we do it below afterwards. But you don't have to give it a name, because the name is this is our name, get info, and then simply create a function that is returning your value. And then we do the same here, but without a semicolon. If we would make a new thing, for instance, we have to put here a comma, but we don't have anything, so we delete this. And if it's the last, you don't need a comma, but you can put a comma, it doesn't matter. So when we save this and we say console.log, and we console log our myTree3, we will get our object with this parameters. And as you can see, this is not an object from type 3 because we don't created it with our constructor. So when we reload this page, we have a new object. As you can see, this is simply an object, a new object. It's the same as if you say new object, for example. I don't think this will work, no, but this is how it works. Remember, this is an object. We don't have a name for it because it's simply an object. We can't recreate this without any other function because we don't have a constructor, we don't have a class, and this is our class or our constructor in JavaScript. So you need this to create more objects out of one class. So this is kind of a class or kind of a constructor for a class. So you need this. And of course you can simply say do it the same way as every other thing. You can say leaves equals 3, and then you can call our getInfo function, and you will get 3 pink leaves, and you see first it was 15 leaves. Okay, perfect. This is our second way. Now what's the third way to create a object in JavaScript? This is more kind a mix between this one and our first one. So you simply say variable my tree4 equals new function. So it's the same like you're creating a single object like this one. So you can't create new objects out of this function, but you have another notation. You don't have this notation, you have this notation, and maybe this is more what you like. So when we copy this inside here, you have to give it a name because you can't insert it somewhere else. So of course, if you have a function and you call this function, then you can rename our type, but we don't want to do this, so we say simply tree4, for example. Okay. And this is black, and this is 16. And as you can see, if we console log our my tree4, we will get a new object, and as you can see, it's not an object from type 3, it's simply a new object, and it has all the parameters we give it at first. We have a type tree4, leaves 16, leaves color black, etc. And of course you can change every single okay, you can change every single property with calling our object and then calling the property leaves, and simply set it to 15 or set it to 100, I don't know. And then of course we can call our getInfo function, getInfo, and log it. And I'm a tree4 and I have 100 leaves. As you can see, there are 3 different ways to create objects. This one and this one is more like the same because they're one object and you can create more objects, but this is 2 different ways of how to notate them. So this is a different notation than this, and the first one is more like a real class, like you know from Java or from C# or from C++, or I don't know from which programming languages you came from, but this is our constructor and our class, and we can create as many trees as we want with this function. So maybe this is the way we want to stick to it, but maybe sometimes you simply need a singleton, just one static class that can't be created more often. So you need this notation or this. So you can choose. You now know every three types of how to create objects in JavaScript. I hope you liked it. I prefer the first one, as I said, because you can create as many, because it's more like a real class and more like a real constructor, and you can create as many trees as you want. And yeah, but you have to decide what you need for your project. You can't say this is wrong or this is right, or you need to know what is right for your project now. And you cannot say this is the wrong way, this is the right way. You simply need to think and think about your project and what way you need to create your object. And maybe you have different approaches. But as I said, if you like this video, don't forget to give me thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any problems, any doubts, let me know in the comment section below. I will try to answer every single question. And of course, don't forget to watch the next video, because we are going to create our own library, and I will show you how we are going to do this. Yeah. See you next time. Bye.